Yes, sir, we can see.
the presentation?
Yes, sir, but I think we need to adjust the orientation, but because a bit of it is going out of the screen.
No, that's actually design.
Okay, okay, then it's
You're
okay.
talking
Then it's
about,
okay.
yeah, that's part of it. But as long as you can see my screen, because I've actually shared only part of it, and what will happen is that since I will be switching around, let me know if you're not able to see my screen at any given point.
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay, wonderful, great. So let's get started. I want to start with a very powerful message when we talk about okay, when we talk about clicks, right? What all can happen on a click? You click once, you click twice, you click 3 times, and you get hacked. Sometimes it even takes less than 3 clicks to get somebody's password, somebody's account, admin privileges. So let's start with this interesting note that how many, let's just do a quick poll. I can see my chat window. I want you to let me know what's your guess estimate in terms of how many cyber attacks do we see on an annual basis. So the question is, number of hack attacks on a yearly basis. What's your guess? Rohan, I'm not able to see the chat, but if you're able to see, can you just call out few numbers if people are guessing?
Before that, sorry for the interruption, sir. Jaskaran, can you please make sir co-host so that he can see that question if Q&A box, where he will be able to see the questions directly from the participants.
It's done.
Okay, sir, are you able to see that Q&A box in the drop-down menu?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you can click on that and you can see that like how many participants were there and how many participants are asking the question to you. You can see
Do you
there.
have chat feature enabled? I just want to know if, I mean, I can get answers from folks here.
Yeah, they are answering your question. You can see that.
Okay, wonderful. I am still not able to see it, but okay.
So you can open the Q&A.
Yeah, I have the Q&A opened in front of me, and I see 2 tabs, panelists and attendees, and no way to see the chats.
Rohan, can you please read it for him?
Yes, sir, sure. So most of them are guessing millions, around millions of accounts hacking each day.
Millions. Okay, perfect.
Yes,
so that's actually not very far off from actual truth. So let's see the actual number. So the actual number that was reported by CBS last year was 1.5 million a year, which brings us to about 4,000 a day, which also converts to about 170-ish attacks every hour. And interestingly, it takes roughly 21 seconds for a hack attack. So every 21 seconds, there is an attack happening all over, right? So now let's just talk about what this means for all of us, right? What this means for all of us is that assuming we have, I just saw we have about 91 participants. Let's take that as a number. Assuming we have 91 participants who's listening to this talk right now, we will have at least 12 of us get our email IDs, our credit card details, our passwords, personal information, all exposed in the next 7 days. How does that feel as a fact? Right? So I want to share, like now that I talked about hacking and how at a rapid pace this is going ahead, I want to talk about a story when my email ID got hacked, right? And it was roughly about a decade ago, and it completely just blew my mind, right? And quite honestly, that's the first time I actually got excited about hacking. And so much so that I actually first taught myself hacking. I'm talking about the age of when, easily a decade ago, when people did not even understand the term hacking, right? When you would talk about hacking, very quickly people will start thinking about a teenager in a dark room with a green font on his computer doing something he's not supposed to do, right? But it kind of excited me, and it excited me to an extent that I, started teaching hacking as well. So I took roughly about, I've certified about 2,000 people in hacking. I've done it for more than a decade, over 500 colleges and universities, a 2-day workshop. And I've also taught at corporations and institutions like Indian Military Academy, which is, of course, the FBI equivalent of India. I have also taught at CBI. I have also taught at National Institute, National Information Center, which is the computer body of the government, and also a lot of hack workshops, right? So the first question that I get from people is, why did you teach hacking? What excitement do you get when you teach hacking, right? And the way I answer this is this. For me, hacking was not just about exploiting vulnerabilities or getting into systems and accounts and have unprivileged access. It was about building an army of protectors, right? It was about building cybersecurity experts, because for a hacker, you just need to find one way to get in, and your job is done. But as a protector, as a cybersecurity expert, as a defender, you need to find all the ways that you can exploit and then therefore safeguard yourself, right? For me, I wanted to do some fence building, right? So this is the reason for my teaching hacking, right? Now let me share a very interesting anecdote with you guys, right? Now let's talk about the skill set that is required for these cybersecurity experts and hackers, right? The skill set is exactly the same, right? It's your intent which defines whether you want to pick up a gun to harm or to save, right? And let me share a story about my white hat hacking, right? So we all know that the color of our hat defines whether we are doing white hat hacking or a black hat hacking, right? And my white hat hacking experience has been at multiple places, right? It's been at Network Security Lab. It has been at Microsoft. I've led hacking teams for Microsoft, where our only job was to come in and break Microsoft products, with an only exception that we were supposed to fix those products as well. Otherwise, how do we justify our paychecks, right? So I did that at the headquarters in the United States. And I remember the first time I actually got that job, and my mom asked me, so what will you do for Microsoft? And I said to my mom that I'll be getting paid for what you used to stop me from, right? And just to come back to hackers and protectors, right? Another common thing between them is, the rush that you guys feel, right? When you actually get into a account, it is absolutely thrilling. And this is the closest meme that I could find to talk about what's the sense of achievement, that paranoia, that adrenaline rush that you guys get when you're actually able to get into an account, right? Now, just to give you some examples, right? One can hack into an email from anybody's account. Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates could be writing personally to you, right? They could be sending an email to you, but it would only be their email address, but not actually them, right? You can do the same with mobile phones. You can actually have someone calling you from any number that you choose to display on the receiver's end. You can have your dad's number flashing on your screen, right? You can have CCTV cameras. One could hack into surveillance from a university, a parking lot, an apartment, and even airports, right? Because airports use security cameras to man their airport traffic, and you can get in to monitor how the planes are landing and taking off and stuff like that, right? So these are just some examples that I gave you, and I just wanted to understand. I just wanted to make this an interesting session. So rather than talking about hacking, I wanted to get into some live demos. But only the condition is that I actually want, I know I can't hear you, but I actually want a lot of people saying yeses if you're interested in a live demo, right? This session is recorded, so I'll be actually risking myself on a recorded session to show a live demo, but only if I'm getting a lot of yeses. So Rohan, I'm trusting your word. If I am getting yeses from the participants, I would love to, get into some live demo hacks. So what's the verdict, Rohan? I'm trusting your judgment here.
Sir, to be very honest, the chat box is flooded with yeses right now. So we can just go on with it.
Okay, perfect. So let's just get into it. I generally relate myself with this guy in a hoodie. And when people talk that I don't wear hoodie enough, this is what I have to tell them. And this is all because I like myself with that portrait of a hacker, always in a black hoodie. So I got myself obsessed. A black hat, there is no surprise. I'm wearing one right now. And I've been wearing that for a very, very long time. Although I identify myself as a white hat hacker, on occasion, I do like to wear my black hat as well. So let's just get into a live demo session, right? So, so what I'll do is I will first talk about, the time. I wanted to manage the time, right? So I actually did some pre-hacks and I will run you through them right away, right? So Rohan, this is where you will let me know if you can see my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
So right now the PPT is visible. Yes.
Are you able to see the screen right now? No.
Yes, yes, I am visible. It's visible.
Are you able to see a camera?
A peephole, I guess.
Not the
eye.
people. So let me just quickly share my screen back again. Can you see the screen right now?
Yes, sir. Right now we can see some physics stuff is showing on the screen.
Perfect, perfect. So that's where I want to begin my context with, right? So this is a camera from a lab. I know from the words you can't figure out that's an Indian lab. I would not dare to hack into an Indian university camera. But this is where it all starts, right? Curiosity. It was curiosity. I was anxious to get into, the labs. What are the cool things that people do in a lab, right? So this is just one camera that somebody is running a pendulum experiment. So I said, pretty cool. I got myself into that. Then I also love nature. I actually went into pre-hacked some of the cameras for you so that I can show them here. If you can see the date there, it's today. And the time is not 6:40, which is the Indian Standard Time. This is actually a place not in India. So I want to make that as a disclaimer, just because I talked about I will not have a recorded session in India, sit in India and start hacking Indian cameras. So this is somewhere outside and we leave it at there, just because I love nature. This is, again, a good scenery. Somebody is having a good stroll in the park on the road. I just want to be careful that I don't have a good internet connection, so the video might be slightly pixelated and slow, but it does get the point across. This is a road, a kind of a hidden road. It's always interesting to get into areas where you would not imagine a lot to happen, but you can see some people have parked their RVs for camping. Again, not in India. I was missing a car there, so I hacked into a parking garage of somebody just to see when they get out and inside their houses. But it would be cool if we can actually have some cars on the road. So let's just see, this is a live road. Let's give it a second if there is a traffic coming in, coming out. Oh, there you go. So there is this one car that came in and went by. It always is exciting to see some live traffic. Again, some barren land. It was actually raining right now, so I wanted to show you some real-time view. This also actually, I hacked 2 hours before, and they were actually having a party here, a poolside party. I wanted to give you a glimpse of, how it is if you want to get into witness a dock and a poolside party. I know, being a college student, this is something exciting, but this is a camera that stores, this is in a network lab, so I can actually see what all connections, what all ports are open, what are the backside of a CPU, the computer chassis and all that stuff. I've not enabled all the cameras because I didn't want to give you a sense of like which lab this is, but gets the point across. I've enabled few views here. Again, some multiple street views. Again, some of them are not loading because of some packets getting dropped. But let's shift focus, right? These are some CCTV cameras that I showed you, right? But now let's pivot to some mobile hacking, right? What all you do with your mobile, right? You click pictures and you upload it on your iCloud. Guess what? You can actually get into your iCloud, your friend's iCloud, and get some real good images of people's camera phones, right? Just showing you certain iPhone storages. I'm tempted to click in one of the camera rolls, but let me not tempt myself. But this is Catherine's phone. Again, they have a family camp picture. They have a pool party picture. They have a graduation dinner dance. Let me pick something, not Catherine, just to safeguard her image. This is a football, right? Friends of football. Okay, so hopefully I'll see somebody with football here. Perfect. So this is it. So somebody was playing rugby, I mean football as they say it. So these are some cameras. This is one of my favorite ski resort that I got myself into. It's obviously not ski time, so the mountain is not covered with ice, but I like to see the mountain where I used to ski a lot. I will not name the place, but yes, it's in UTC time zone. Now, this is interesting, right? This is where I can actually get into a airport, right? So now you can see the airport. It's Pajala Airport. You can all Google it up where it is, but I will not actually tell you where it is. It's not in India, definitely, because of the time zone. Again, a disclaimer again, that it's not an Indian airport that I'm showing you right away. There are no aeroplanes right now. So let me just see if I can get you a sneak peek into. Okay, so let's see this. So we've got some camera here that is having few planes on standby. Actually, 5 minutes back, actually was able to see a landing as well. So for folks who actually haven't, been able to see some takeoffs and landing up close, you can see this. But I just wanted to remove the screen. You can actually even control the screens. Once you actually have the admin, you can actually control the screens as well. This is not a view that I like. So let me just tilt the camera up. Oh, there are a few people there. So they are busy packing some boxes. Yeah, COVID is on. I'm glad they're wearing their masks. So it's a live camera. I'm glad, I hope they were not able to see the camera rotating upwards, but that's pretty much how it is. And we are back to our lab. Let me just show you one sneak peek into something else as well. Guys, can you see this screen?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. So any guesses which camera is this, like which background? I just want to make it interactive. So this is something that I can show, which is the least sensitive of the ones that I showed you. So I just want to do a quick Q&A. What do you think, where is this camera located?
The people in the chat box are guessing New York.
Oh, wonderful. Can you name people who said actually New York?
Nihal Goyal.
Sorry, I was not able to hear you. Who was it?
Nihal Goyal.
Han Goel. Okay, perfect. Looks like you've been to New York because this is the famous New York skyline, which is very, very interesting. Perfect. So let me now stop my screen share and actually go back to some live demo. Okay, so these are some pre-hacked stuff that I did just to get curiosity up and high. By the way, I think Karan, you did some magic, or Rohan, you did some magic. I'm now able to see the chats as well. So I was able to see that. So now let's look at, okay, Nihal, New York skyline, great. There was some questions there. All right, cool. So let's talk about a live hack, right? Let's talk about something that we can do right now, right here, okay? So I need some volunteers here. The way we will do this is just to, before we get into that, just to answer questions. I can see a lot of questions here as well. Let me answer that. Lakhanpal, are we going to learn some tricks as well? So Lakhanpal, I'm only given 30 minutes. I talk about, hacking day in, day out for 2 days. The entire workshop is all about that. We get into like, how do we hack cameras? How do we hack mobile phones? How do we hack email accounts? How do we hack a lot of things? But the time is too short. So I just wanted to, talk a little bit about some stuff that can get your excitement high. But unfortunately, I will not have the time to actually go into the details. But we will talk something that is, in my mind, a lot, a lot more important than that. So let's talk about how can we hack live normal CCTV. Again, the same answer. Okay, cool. So I think there's no urgent question there. So let's do this. Let's get back to our demo, right? Okay, so what I need is I need 2 volunteers, and what I need is I need 2 people who can volunteer to give out their phone numbers. And if it's possible, just give it to me. If we can just have it to the panelist, I don't want the numbers floating out to the entire candidates. So if Rohan, Karan, I believe that there is a way that they can only chat with me, correct?
Yes, sir. I can. They can send the question in a private email.
Is there a way that they can actually privately chat with me?
Sir, sorry to interrupt. If they give their phone numbers in question and we don't answer them, then only panelists would be able to see their numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. The reason is I want to actually pick up 2 volunteers and I don't want their phone numbers to be public. So I was just wondering if there is a way that I can actually get their phone numbers, but looks like there are enough people who are okay to share their phone numbers on chat as well. Okay, so let's do this. Let's pick up 2 phone numbers, and what we will do is I will actually do a live demo where I will call one person using the other person's phone number. How does that sound?
Sounds great, sir.
Does it sound great? Okay, so I want to pick, I see Avantika and I see Vardhan twice. So let's pick Vardhan and Avantika. All right, cool. So what I will do is, just to protect Avantika, because I'm guessing she's a girl, I will actually call Avantika from Vardhan numbers and not the other way around, so that Vardhan doesn't get lucky with Avantika's number and gets excited to see her phone number flashing on the phone. So let's do this. Vardhan, is it okay if I use your phone number and call Avantika and have a chat on your behalf? Vardhan, I just need a yes. I'm wanting to just use your phone number and talk to Avantika, if that's fine with you.
Yes, sir. He said totally all right, sir.
Oh, totally all right. Perfect. People like you make it so easy for me to not reveal my name and my number and still have a good, pleasant conversation. Okay, so what I will do is, this will take some time. So I want you to hold tight. And is there a way where we can actually have Avantika on the panelist? She'll have to log in and log back out, right?
Yeah, sir. She can unmute her audio. She can directly talk to you.
Okay, so she can unmute her audio and we'll be able to hear her, correct? Is that correct?
So Avantika, I would like to request you if you can unmute yourself and just talk to sir directly. Rohan, can you please?
Yeah, I've asked her to unmute. Send her the unmute request.
Hello.
So here, yeah.
Hey, Avantika,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Okay, wonderful. So Avantika, I hope you're also okay. I wanted you to be on unmuted so that we can have a chat and you can actually confirm that this worked. I'm not sure if we can have your video here, but the audio works, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm using Vardhan's number and I'm just giving you a call. Vardhan, if you know Avantika, please do not call her because I'm doing that on your behalf so that people believe me. And Avantika, I'm not sure if you know Vardhan, but you are getting a call from him.
Sir, for a better experience, if you want, then I can enable this option for Avantika so that she can turn on.
Have a party. Go at it. Let's do it.
Okay, that's one thing. Okay, so Avantika, now you can turn on your video. If it's feasible for you, then you can turn on your video. Otherwise, there is no.
Okay.
Okay, so Avantika is here. Okay.
So when we say live hack, it does take time, guys. So just be patient. Avantika, are you getting a call?
Okay, I am getting a call.
Can you confirm that that's Vardhan's number? Can you show the phone if it's possible, so people don't think that it's a magic trick that you and I are doing? Avantika, did you answer the call? Hey, Avantika. This is Vardhan and this is Gundeep. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. This is so amazing.
Perfect. So I'm going to hang up and I'll continue to talk to you as Gundeep. And okay, cool. So the reason why I did this, right? The reason I did this is because I wanted to show you guys the power that you can have with hacking, right? I just wanted to just give you a demo. Again, I know people will be very excited to learn all of this stuff. But before that, let's get back to the presentation. And let me know if you can see the screen, guys. Rohan?
Yes, sir, the same people presentation.
Perfect. Perfect. So now let's get back to the presentation, right? So I know what you guys saw was very exciting, and Avantika and Vardhan, thank you so much for being a sport. Avantika, especially to you, thank you for actually giving out your phone number. Vardhan, thank you for allowing me to give a call. But imagine what all I can do, right? And I know I don't need to tell you what all I can do. You're already imagining all of this, right? I can actually call. I mean, Avantika. If I really want to talk to Avantika and she's blocked my number, I can call her from her dad's number, right? She will definitely pick up her dad's number, right? I can have a conversation. I mean, yes, she will realize in half a second that it's not her dad, and she can block me, but she will not refuse to pick up her dad's number because Avantika, confirm this. Did you have Vardhan's number saved on your phone by any chance? Do you guys know each other? Avantika, are you there?
Rahul, can you please check if she is
Yeah,
there?
just checking.
Yes, she is here.
No, it doesn't.
Avantika, I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
I do not have this number saved.
Okay, so okay, you do not, right? But the beauty of this is that actually, if I would have called you from a number that's saved on your phone, it would actually be calling you from that number and flash that name, right? So it is virtually impossible for you to understand whether it is actually your dad calling or whether I'm just using your dad's number to make a call, right? And if Vardhan had registered on Truecaller, his Truecaller, or if you had a Truecaller app on your phone, Avantika, it will actually say whatever Vardhan has saved himself or identifying himself on the number, right? So the idea is, you know, amazing stuff that you can do, right? And definitely one of the things that surprises me is this, right? I don't know if people have seen this series on Netflix, Sabka Number Aayega, Jamtara. Now I can see the Q&A, so I would love to actually share some. Okay, wonderful. The Q&A only works if I stop screen share. It's still not working. Okay, Rohan, you are my guy again, right? I can't see the Q&A, but I just want to get a sense of is this a popular series? Sabka Number Aayega, Jamtara. How many people have seen this? Are we getting enough yeses?
Yes, sir, we are getting some of the yeses, and people have seen it. It's
Okay,
quite a famous
wonderful.
series. Right?
Wonderful. So let me emphasize the point, right? If I know and if I can toy with any number that I can put of my own choice and call any person that I want, then instead of this guy right here, I can actually call Avantika from her bank number. I can call her from the toll-free number that she uses to call if her bank is SDFC. I can call from SDFC toll-free number, or I can call from the number that HDFC uses and the Truecaller flashes HDFC and say, this is regarding your card, right? I can actually use this attack to make my social engineering attack more credible, right? And Avantika will be much more, will take me more credibly and will be more susceptible to the attack, and probably even give her credit card information out to me, right? And of course, that's a party for me, right? But just to get that idea across, what all we can do, right? So imagine this superpower. Imagine hacking data and systems that are high security, high confidentiality, high sensitivity, high on stakes. And for a minute, just imagine that you have that superpower, right? You can do whatever we talked about. You can send an email from anybody's email ID to anyone. You can call from anybody's phone to anyone. You can even actually do in a way that when somebody replies to that email, you get that email, not the person. If Avantika calls Vardhan back, Vardhan doesn't get the call. I get the call because I really liked my conversation with Avantika and I want to continue my conversation with Avantika, right? So why do have Vardhan be the middleman and Avantika calls Vardhan back, right? I can actually set up my trace in a way that when she calls, my phone rings, right? So imagine, you have all of this power. What would you do is my question. What would you do, right? would you just simply add your name to the student database of your favorite school, or go through the traditional long application process to get in? I mean, I know what you guys are wondering. I'm an alumnus of Columbia University and Harvard University, and it's not easy to get in. But I assure you guys, I chose the latter. I actually went through the admission process. I got accepted at Columbia. I got accepted at Harvard. I didn't hack into their databases and get myself added there. But people, something that you might not know is that not only that I've been taking courses at these universities, I've actually been teaching at Harvard as well, right? And in various departments, in computer science, in management, in psychology. And I've seen students across countries and ages. It is evident that some of them have a well-developed moral compass, but some of them do give into their temptations, right? And it's a very tricky balance to get a sense of what is right and what is wrong, well developed in your mind. Because when you have this superpower, right, you're walking a very, very tight rope. And any slippages in, just not being careful can be very, very dangerous, right? So I have discovered many, many superpowers, right, through my hacker's journey. And I will want to come to the more important part of my topic and my conversation with you guys, because my point is not to show you how things are hacked, how you can use this, right? But I want to talk about what can we all learn from a hacker's mindset? What is a hacker's mindset that can teach us and we can apply to our life lessons, right? Because when you're looking at, as a hacker, everything, every vulnerability, every exploit is a challenge to you, and you start exploiting it, right? You start looking at the world with the same lens. You start looking at your daily problems in that lens, right? And you start attacking your problems, right? So what I want to talk about is how you can use this superpower and reprogram your thinking and change your life, right? Like I did to progress mine. Now, the hacker's mindset teaches us to be incredibly focused, right? Because for hackers, everything is a challenge, right? I remember when I was applying to grad school, right? I talked about that. And I went to my counselor and I said, hey, I want to get into these prestigious universities that we keep hearing about, right? Harvard, MIT, Stanford, Columbia, all these Cornell, all these good universities. I want to get admitted. And at that time, I actually did not have a good GPA. I was in a private university and I was dreaming big. And my counselor literally told me that, Gundeep, I don't think you have the profile to get into these colleges. And to that, a lot of people will have a very different reaction. But my reaction to that was challenge accepted, right? For me, it was, okay, so you are saying that I can't get in where I want to get in. I will show you, and I will not rest until I get it. That's a hacker's mindset. There are enough roadblocks, there are enough things that will get in your way. But if you're determined enough, if you're focused enough, and you look at it and take it as a challenge, nothing is impossible, right? And then I basically did everything that my counselor asked me to. I obviously took her guidance. I wrote multiple research papers. I wrote articles. I took certifications. I definitely took her help. I mean, I did not, take her as my enemy. I took her as my ally. Not like, hey, you've challenged me, now I'll come and show you. No, I said, look, this is a challenge for me and I need your help. I need your experience, expertise, and help me how I can get into these colleges because you have that experience. She told me, whatever, and I did that, right? And in fact, at one point, I kept telling her, what do I do? What do I do more? She said, Gundeep, you've done pretty much everything that it takes to get into a good college. And I still said, there's 1 month left. What can I do? And she said, Gundeep, go write a book. And what I'm flashing on my screen right now is actually a book that I wrote when I was 21 years of age. And I made sure that my application did not go without me having as an author. And I actually authored a book that was on Gmail. It was called Gelling with Gmail Labs. And I actually got an offer from Google to actually co-publish the book with them because this was something that not a lot of people know about Gmail Labs. And I actually wrote an entire book talking about Gmail Labs, right? And Yep. I mean, it was given a great hit. Even Ruskin Bond had some great things to talk about the book, and I tried to keep it non-technical, but getting into the depth of it, right? But the point that I wanted to talk about is that as a hacker, phrases like "it seems difficult" is music to the ears, right? And then whether it is getting into an Ivy League university or by upgrading my profile that I just talked about, or being a state player and giving your best shot in that last 5 minutes of the game and turning the game around and being a game changer, or even things like losing weight, right? 23 kgs in 5 months. What is common in all of them is that seemingly difficult tasks become achievable to the point that it is, you know what you want and you don't rest until you get it, right? And that's the mentality, that's the thought process that a hacker has, right? Because for hackers, failure is exactly not an option for us, right? We don't look as failure as an option. What we look as failure is like revisions, right? It's not if you get in, it's when you get in, right? Because the only limiting factor here is time, right? I may have taken some time with my live demo hack, but it was not that whether I'll be able to get in Avantika's phone or be able to place my call, but it was when, whether it takes me 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, or about a year or 2 years or a decade. I will not rest if I've given that as a target. Not saying that Avantika, that's something that I've chosen as my life goal, but just to give an example, you decide on it, you commit on it, and you do not fail. You just revise, optimize, and just keep at it because it's only a matter of time when you will actually get into it, right? Other things that people talk about is that hackers love experimenting, right? They love to go off-road. They don't really travel the traditional route, right? When I remember sharing a story with Amazon, right? I remember when I actually got an offer from Amazon, I actually got a developer internship offer, right? And between accepting the offer and actually going to Amazon at their headquarters in Seattle to actually start my internship, I I was very fascinated with this technical program manager role, right? And I spoke to my recruiter and I said, hey, I want to be a TPM intern instead of a dev intern. And she said, well, we've never had a TPM intern. I said, just because you've never had a TPM intern, that does not mean you cannot have one. Just because something is not done a particular way, that does not mean that you can't be the first one to pave the path and make history. Guess what? Long conversations. I had decided I want to be a TPM intern. I got the recruiter convinced, I got the company convinced, I had the entire organization behind me, and I became the first TPM intern at Amazon, and I made history, right? And if you are familiar, this is the Amazon's dictum: work hard, have fun, make history, right? And it's a very interesting dictum for us to follow, right? It's interesting to work hard. It's even interesting to make fun. But what's amazing is if you can make history, right? So, so another example that I want to share this is me in a gym, right? Another thing that hackers are also credited with is having seamlessly bring dynamic shifts in their thinking patterns, right? That's why people can adapt so easily. You may have heard about people who can learn so many languages at once, right? Or talk in English half sentence and then complete it in Hindi, right? They can complete those things because they're so comfortable with making those dynamic shifts in their thinking patterns, right? And for me, when I wanted to, optimize for my time and get into a gym, I actually started getting my laptop in the gym and I started doing multitasking. And then I found a more effective way of bringing a treadmill into my office, and I used to work while getting my steps in, and I would do like 30,000 steps in a day and be healthy, right? So this is just few things that I started optimizing in my daily life. It's not about just computer code, what you can break in and exploit. It's about how you can hack life. And in Randy Pausch's terminology, I don't know if you're familiar with Randy Pausch. He delivered a very interesting lecture. It was called The Last Lecture, And these are some of my head fakes learning, as he says out, right? So as a true hacker, I want you to look out for these learnings. I want you to be aware and see how you can, hack into these life lessons, right? Because if you traditionally look at hacking, it is often associated with unauthorized access and take control over computer system or system security, but for me, ethical hacking is looking for weaknesses and vulnerabilities in target systems for good reasons. So for me, guys, I would encourage you to think of those vulnerabilities and gaps in your goals, in your dreams, and then think of those challenges, whether it is health, be it time management, be it lack of motivation, and set out to hack in the source code of these challenges, write an algorithm, right, to break into them and process and have an algorithm for success. Get that rush of achievement, right? And live a healthier, happier, and a more beautiful life, right? And make hacking a way of life. And it's not just to problem solve. It's about being solution finders. There are some great companies that were founded by some people who are actually sometimes referred to as hackers. They brought their hacking mindset into building companies, organizational, the culture, and everything, right? Everything would derive from their hacking mindset. Now, I want to say that I want all of you to be hackers, right? And I know that's a dangerous thing to say, but I qualify it by saying I want all of you to be hackers and harness that superpower in you, right? Because all of us have that little hacker in us, because all of us have that little superpower in us, and everything will look like a nail. If you have a hammer, everything will be looking like a nail that can be hammered. So guys, nail it. And just to talk about my topic for today, hack your mind now, I abbreviated as HIM. And they say that hymn is a word that is typically a song of praise addressed to a deity. And they say, what you made of you is a gift, is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God, right? What better hymn than making our life a beautiful gift? Hacking your mind will help you do exactly that. Because to master your mind is to master your life. So signing off, my name is Gundeep, and I urge you to hack your mind now, little by little, every day, ethically. Hack, hack, and hack. Thank you all. So I would love to take some questions. I know I ran over time. I wanted to put in a live demo as well, but let me just stop my screen share so that I can see the Q&A. And I would love to, look at some questions. Rohan, I'm not sure how much time we have for the questions, but I'm ready for some Q&A.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It was a seasoned and exciting session, and I'm sure it intrigued a lot of curious minds. But before moving on, Gandeep, sir, I would like to ask you something.
Sure.
Given your keen interest in emerging tech startups, is there any name in particular that caught your attention? If yes, can you please tell us about it?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think it's a very interesting question. I actually came across an app very recently, which I believe is doing really, really some real kick-ass work, if I may use the word. Let me just share my screen and show you guys if they are actually right now in beta. They are actually right now in early access. They have not launched. I think they are planning to launch next week. But I think this is a very interesting app, which I feel will find a lot of relevance to college students like you guys. I do know that they have a Facebook page by Let's Honcho. They have an Instagram page by Let's Honcho. There is a website, letshoncho.com. Follow them. It's a very interesting app. When they are launched, I may even send you the link and stuff. But it is something that actually it got me very excited quite recently, and I think that you will find it very, very interesting once this app is out. So I don't want to actually kill the buzz of people who've been working on this, but check out this app, right? Follow them on Instagram, follow them on Facebook, and when they're out, you'll be able to download the app from your Play Store and iOS store, and hopefully you'll find it interesting and disruptive like I did. So yeah, that's That's the answer. Rohan, anything else?
As of now, sir, that's it. Can we have some questions from the attendees, sir?
Now
So,
you take a question from attendees as well.
yeah. So first of all, I would like to unmute Shivam Sharma.
Hello.
Yep.
Good
Hey,
afternoon,
Shivam.
sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, as you are an entrepreneur and these hard times of COVID has made everyone around realize the importance of having their own business. So could you please tell us about the steps a budding entrepreneur should take?
Right. So, Shivam, there is no right or wrong answer to this, and every entrepreneur will, join me in saying that everybody's journey is very different, right? And while you can actually get inspired, I would encourage you to build your own story, right? Because it's so much more fun to talk about your own story than look at somebody else's, right? In COVID times, again, coming back to my topic, COVID has changed the game for many, many businesses, right? It has really taken everybody by surprise. But rules of the games are still not very different, right? Rules of the games are still very much to have a successful product, have a successful journey, have an entrepreneurial mindset, and do everything that you can. Like the first principles haven't changed. What I urge you is, if you are a budding entrepreneur, apply these, I talked about hacking mindset, apply that hacking mindset to your problem statements, right? If you think about something that you want to solve in, say, entertainment space, in e-commerce space, apply that hacking lens and see how you can, do that. Uh, I can tell you from Mintra's perspective, we were actually business shut, revenue zero for 18 days, but it took us less than a week to bounce back, because a lot of those thinking went into how we can actually take the advantage of COVID in some sense, right? We had the biggest event, the biggest HRD, what we call it, the high revenue day for us, a 3-day EURS sale, right? And it was phenomenal, the kind of response that we got, right? And we did it completely virtual, right? So I would just encourage you to think differently, think hard, and create your own story. Did that answer your question, Shivam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you for the valuable input, sir. Now I would like to unmute Abhisheka.
Hey, Shikha.
Hello, is my voice audible?
Yes, Shikha.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, sir, after attending your workshop, I'm really very, very curious to, like learn new things in hacking. So it would be great if you could tell me some platform or some website from where, or any platform where either you can teach or somebody else whom you think is good in hacking, or any platform from where I can learn hacking. So
Absolutely. So let me take that as a follow-up. I, I mean, there are enough hacking courses. CEH is very renowned, but I've not, taken a very close lens to them recently. But let me take that as an action item on myself and follow up. Let me leave you guys with my phone number, so that if you are looking for some advice on where all you can. I mean, any pointers that I can give, let me do some homework and get back to you on that.
Yes, Rohan, now you can take up some other question.
Yeah. So for the last question of the day, I would like to unmute Vedant.
Hello, sir.
Hey, Vedant.
Sir, I have to say that you are an inspiration for me, and in my eyes, you are a winner. I want to ask a question that, as previously asked, how to be an hacker. But now my question is changed. So, sir, can we be a hacker in a safe way? Because I have seen many things that if we try to hack, we can get to in problem. So, can there be a certain ways so we can get safer and be a good hacker?
Right. Please help me with your name once again.
So Vardhan Gupta.
Oh, Vardhan, did I just use your phone number?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. It's a pleasure speaking with you, Vardhan, and thank you so much for
My
those
pleasure,
kind
sir.
words. So Vardhan, yeah, so to answer your first question, definitely reach out to me via email or my phone number is on the screen. I hope you guys can see it. You can even WhatsApp me. This is WhatsApp enabled. And people who reach out to me, I will definitely make sure that, I can actually send out some good pointers. So that's something that I will definitely revert back on. The second question is about the legality aspect of it, right? And
Yes, sir.
Vardhan, I always talk about in my workshops, there are multiple kinds of hacker, right? Hacker has unfortunately gotten a very bad connotation associated to it, right? And thanks to media, whenever you think of a hacker, you think of someone doing something wrong. But that's not the case, right? There are white hat hackers, and I talked about me being in Microsoft. I actually was leading Microsoft's some of hacking initiatives and security teams and working in their security teams, right? And I
Yes,
was
sir.
getting paid in dollars, right? So there are definitely a career path to it. What you need to look out for is ethical hackers. What you need to look out is for computer security experts, because those are the people who will hire you to look at loopholes in your products, and they'll actually pay you for that, right? So it's only about your intent. As long as you're not crossing the boundary and doing something illegal, this skill that you will learn by getting into systems and exploiting and finding vulnerabilities is something that's very valuable, and the market is full of finding people like that.
Yes,
So
sir.
yes, so just keep your heart clear, do the right thing. It's like the same thing where when you're joining the army, you are given a gun.
Yes, sir.
Same people or other people can also pick up a gun for the wrong reasons, right? You pick up the
Yes, sir.
gun and just make sure that you're doing it for a bigger cause. You're doing it for something noble than misusing your power.
Yes, sir.
Does that make sense for that?
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Sir, thank you for your guidance. It means a lot for me.
Wonderful. Appreciate that, Vardhan. Perfect. Rohan, anything else? Any other questions? Anybody else that we did not answer?
So I guess we'll have to stop here because of time constraints.
Okay.
Yes. So it was an absolute. Yeah.
For the introduction, I would just like to state that to all the audience that now we will not be able to take a question because of the time constraint that I already stated by Rohan. So as an alternative, sir has already published his number and the mail ID on the screen. You can contact him just after the session and he will be able to answer your queries. Right, sir?
Absolutely. I'm more than happy to answer any questions.
Okay. So there is
Yeah.
no need to, you can directly ask your question. Yeah.
Yeah, and my sincere apologies to all those whose questions could not be picked. But anyways, so thank you. It was an absolute pleasure having you over, sir, and thank you for the knowledge and experience shared. I believe the participants can employ that knowledge in future, and we can expect a spark in many minds today because of this intriguing session. Thanks a lot, sir.
Pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, Karan. Thank you, Rohan. Thank you, team, for having me here. It was an absolute pleasure. And thank you for staying along till the end. And I really enjoyed my time with you guys.
It's been an absolute pleasure for us to host you, sir. Actually, this was the last session of the Hack One series, and it's a special session for us also. So it's a memory for us. You can say that. Yeah. So again, thank you for sparing your time and you just shared valuable insights on hacking. Yeah. So I think the audience have also enjoyed this session. So thank you again.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks, Karan.
Yeah. Okay. So Rohan, now we can shift towards the next part.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Now, before we conclude this month-long initiative, in which we got to learn a lot about various domains, and it certainly expanded our knowledge spectrum. I would like to invite the entire Hack Overflow Technical Society to the platform, the people who actually made this initiative a reality. After pouring in and days out of tireless efforts, this initiative is a product of teamwork, persistence, and dedication of the entire Hack Overflow family. Now, I would request all of the members of Hack Overflow family to turn on their cameras for a group pic.
And I would like to also request to all the attendees, just stay for more for the last 5 minutes. We are going to conclude this event in next 5 minutes. It's been a wonderful journey for all of us. And yeah, here is the team, the backend team who worked hard to just give arrange some amazing session for you guys. So now you can see like Rohan is on the top side. The guy with the headphone is Jaskaran saying the technical guy of Hago of the Technical Society. Now we can shift toward to Siddhant. He's the PR head and he's working with the Shubham. Then the guy called Alok, he's behind the whole all event management. And there's a guy called Abhishek Kapoor and he's handling the external collaboration of Hago of the Technical Society. And now then Amit, the man behind overall marketing of this whole initiative. Then we have Amit Kumar Mishra, the management secretary, you can say the golden person behind this whole event. Then the man of the hour, Shubham Kumar. I would really like to personally congratulate him, like because of his hard work, he was totally managing all the participants through his public relations skills. Yeah. So where is Janvi? Can we have her? Is she here?
She's having some issue. Give a minute.
Okay. So this is our team, and I would like to request to. Okay, so Janvi is here. She is the head of the campus semester program, and after this event, we are going to expand our team, and we are going to open our vacancy form for the students of Chandigarh University, and she is going to run a national level campaign for recruiting campus semester from throughout the India. So yeah, so now after this event, you are going to stay in touch with her only. Yeah. So Jaskaran, can you please play that video? Yeah. Okay.
So guys, now we will be watching a video in which we see what our speakers have to say about this initiative.
Yeah. Okay, so as we can see, we have started this event on 1 June and we have conducted successfully 20 plus webinars with 24 plus amazing speakers, and we have seen that participation from the audience from 150 plus colleges, And now the Hack 111 is a family of 4,000 plus registered students from all over the India, and I can say from all over the world, I guess. Yeah. And the name behind this whole initiative is Hack Overflow Technical Society. I hope we guys helped you to bridge a gap between your skills, and we help you to connect with some renowned speakers, and you guys learn some skills by attending these webinars. Now I would like to request all the team members, if anyone wants to say something about this event, if anyone wants to say a token of thanks to all our participants, because they are the main stakeholder of this event and they made this event successful one. So if they want to say something, they are free to say.
The event was a grand success, and it couldn't have been, success of this level without the support and love of our participants. They have been quite loyal to us, and they have been attending every session with the same enthusiasm. They've been providing us critical feedbacks about how we can improve on quality. So I would just like to thank all our participants for the love shard, and I would just request them to stay tuned with us so that they know about our further offerings, and they can just take advantage of what all we have them for offer. So thank you all.
Okay, so anyone apart from Ruben?
Hey guys, this is Shubham, PR head, Hago Flow Technical Society. So the event was about for 1 month, and the speakers which came to our platform was like amazing, like Miri ma'am and Gundeep sir also, and many more. Like the event was great, a grand success, and the all credit I want to give to all the our attendees. Thanks a lot, guys.
The Hack 101 journey was really a journey to adopt, where the time flew by, no one knew. The support of the team, as well as each and everyone working on different stages, as well as the love and the support from all the attendees. After all the sessions, the feedbacks that we used to read really helped us to improve in many folds. So yeah, I would love to thank each and every attendee who attended the session, and also would love to say that stay connected with us. We have many things up ahead, and this Hack of the Technical Society is one such society which can give wings to your dreams. So stay connected.
Okay, so the lady behind this whole event, Shefali ma'am, is going to join us in a few minutes. Till then, we can have some testimony from other members as well. So Amit, if you would like to say something.
Let other teammates finish first. Jaskaran, Alok.
Yeah.
Well, if you ask me, I can only say that yes, I have been going through all the questions that you guys give at the time of registration. And we can say that the level of questions you guys are asking are phenomenal. And also we are looking over all the queries and suggestions that you are giving us, and we'll be providing all those in our future events. So thank you all for giving such a phenomenal feedback to us.
Alok, Siddhant, come on, guys.
I would just say the audience have been great. Their questions are very tremendous, and they ask such aspects that the even the speakers sometimes think that they are learning from the audience. So this is one of the things that I learned from one of the speakers. He said the audience were asking such good questions that he maybe learned from them. So I would like to thank the audience, and still we are open with the question and answers. If you have any questions for us, you can ask right now. Thank you.
Okay, so now we can move to Amit and Janvi. Yeah. Okay, so can someone check if Shefaliam is here?
Janvi, go ahead.
I think I have network issues, so I won't be speaking much.
Okay, so I just received a text from Shefali. But yeah, I would like to thank Shefali also. She is the head of the e-governance of Chandigarh University, and she is the lady behind this whole event. She supported us from the university management side, and on the behalf of the Hack of Technical Society, I would like to thank the management of Chandigarh University and to all the participants who showed their trust in us, and they have invested their valuable time to attend our session. And we promising you that we will come up with some more exciting events in next upcoming months. Yeah. So the latest update from our side for our next project is we are going to release our vacancy later in the next week. So stay tuned then. And if any student of Chandigarh University is watching right now, they can start preparing their application for if they want to join this society as a member. Yeah. Thank you. This is Karan Bhargav, General Secretary of Hack Technical Society. And I thank all the team members who have given their time and they worked hard to make this event a successful one. So on this note, I would like to end this event. And Amit, if you would like to say some word, then you can go ahead. Then after that, we will conclude.
Hey guys, I'm Amit, the Management Secretary of Hack Technical Society. So I'd like to thank you guys and my teammates for their efforts. The only thing that was constant in the whole month was our efforts and you guys. So you all deserve this respect and our thanks. So yeah, that's it from my side.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so now Rohan, we are in the last moment of this amazing session that we have organized for the whole month. So I would like to request you to conclude all these things. Then we can say a goodbye, final goodbye to all our participants.
Yeah. So I
Karan?
would like to thank.
Go on.
Yeah, anyone saying something?
No, go on.
Okay. So I would like to thank all the participants for sticking with us for so long. I know 1 month is a long period, but obviously we had to touch upon various sort of domains. So it took us so long, but I guess you all had a quite memorable experience being with us for this. The main motto of this initiative was to drive away the lockdown blues and to make our participants competent in a lot of domains. So I guess we have served our purpose. And I, Rohan Sharma, on behalf of the entire Hack Overflow Technical Society, would like to sign off from here. And we would just wish all of our participants good luck, and we would just want them to stick with us for some more time so that we can just offer them with few more further offerings and they can benefit from us. So this is Rohan Sharma signing off. Thank you.
Thank you. Now you can leave.
Well, sorry to interrupt, but we are left with the result. I am getting some queries from the students for the last quiz that we had.
Okay.
So do you mind if we show them the results? Just
Definitely. Go ahead, just one.
So for the quiz that happened yesterday, quiz on Microsoft and its internship, the first prize winner is Shivam Sharma, the second Dipanshu Shukla, and the third position is backed by Ankita Saha. Congratulations to all the winners. So with this, we conclude our session.
Yeah, and just Karan, before leaving, I would like to announce that we guys are working on your certificates and rewards for your quiz. So just give us allow us to take a time for 1 week, and we will finish all the pending work related to this event only. Yeah. So if you guys have any query, you can still mail us on public relation that pr@hackoverflow.com, and we will be happy to assist you in any of your queries. Thank you so much again. Signing off, Karan Margo from this side.